Hey y'all, we have been out of town for a few days and have come home to a very needy garden. Most I'm going to be able to do today is pick all the ripe tomatoes and overgrown cucumbers, so figured I'd make a video about that. First stop is the peppers. They're doing great. Got one over here. That plant is waist high, just nearly at this point. But I wanted to show y'all this right here is hornworm damage. Contrary to what a lot of people would think, tomato hornworms or just, hornworms actually get on pepper plants too. See, I've got some damage over here, and I pulled one off. It's right here too. I pulled one off of my plants before we left, but it looks like I did not get the full extent of the issue because this guy, I've got peppers with holes in them. There's one over there with a big old hole in it. Somebody's just having a buffet. So I'm gonna see if I can find him. So you can tell my child has been out here. She put down her horsey to pull out my plant markers. Look at this jalapeno. He's got a little knob on him. He could definitely have gotten bigger. He's not soft, and he's still green, but he had a lot of damage on him, so figured I'd go ahead and pick it because there are plenty more for the plant to put its energy into. I like to wait either until they crack a little bit, like they'll get little hairline looking cracks in them, or they'll start turning either red, yellow, orange, purple before I pick them, because I know that they're either at peak ripeness or they're not going to grow any bigger. Perfect example right here. This is actually a little jalapeno, and he just decided he was done growing and wanted to be ripe at this size. Another example over here. These, you can see, are cayennes. These are not ripe. These are. It's very easy to tell with peppers when they're ready to pick. Here's another one, which this one was falling off of the plant, but you can see the little cracks right there. That's what I look for. That's when you know it's not gonna get any bigger. This one might have some bug damage. I'm trying to figure out if that's what stink bugs do, because I've killed like 3 of them just since I've been out here. So, but yeah, he wasn't gonna grow much larger. One exception to this rule is shishito peppers. That's what these are. I grew them last year, and I waited for them to change colors, and they were like woody, and we didn't like the taste or the texture. So I did some research, and apparently these are when you pick green, and they have more moisture to them, and they taste better as a green pepper. So I'm gonna be picking all these. Banana peppers are actually just about the same way. They will change color. They do taste better as an unripe pepper. So you just let them get to whatever size you like to snack on and then pick them. Well, there's my pepper harvest for now. Did not find my hornworm culprit. A bird could have come and got him, but just in case, I'm going to be coming back out here this evening with a black light. So I'll try to make a video of that if I can. So we were gone for 2 days, and it rained pretty much the entire time we were gone. So I have come home to a lot of ripe tomatoes, and see, the tomatoes do the same thing the peppers do. They'll crack when they get a lot of water at once. Also, that's hornworm damage. So I'm gonna have to come check that plant out in a minute. But lots of cracked and ripe tomatoes. Also, there's stink bugs on this one. Lots of stink bugs. Goodness. If anybody has any organic gardening tips on how to get those little boogers, I am all ears. These are pretty though. Little tiny half ripe tomato. And a lot of overripe ones too. The stink bugs really got on these. Yep, gonna come through and pick these and clean this up. See, crack from the rain. Look at this tomato. It's as big as my hand. Bigger, really. It probably would have started going bad if I had left it on the vine. That's where it was up against the vine, and that's where it was up against the trellis. So, gonna definitely weigh this one when I get inside. 1 pound, 9.6 ounces. Also, found a hornworm. Not on my on my peppers, but hey, at least I found him. Look at this one. That is definitely 2 full-size tomatoes fused together. That is, that's bigger than the other one I just picked. That's wild. I'm excited for that one to get ripe. I see this one was split to the point that it attracted some ants. That would have been a nice one, but something was getting in the top of it already anyways. So sad. Brought this one in even though I don't know that I'll be able to use it. I was just curious. 1 pound, 4.6 ounces. I'd say that was a pretty good tomato harvest. I'm having to train them up, but my Rampicante squash are doing great. That one figured it out on its own. Still got some dahlias blooming. I'm having to come out and deadhead them. But little garden treasures. Also, all my mint is doing fantastic. Did I put it in a video that we harvested our potatoes? I don't think I did. 138 pounds, in case anybody was wondering. 50-foot row, and then about a third of a 50-foot row, side-by-side plants. That was out of about $17, $18 worth of seed potatoes. My chickens over there have finally found the treats that I've been giving them. I threw them a bunch of damaged tomatoes. They're officially taller than me. The trellis is just about my height, so say I've got 7-foot plants now, maybe. This is what I got from one side. Well, I've got a big tray that I've been putting the largest tomatoes in, but now time for this side. Also, I've got a good looking yellow squash plant over here. It's had blooms on it. I haven't seen any. Well, they're right. Can you see it? There is a female blossom. So maybe we'll start getting squash soon. The other one that I planted did not come up from seeds, so. Goodness. Chickens are causing a ruckus. Gotta come through here and weed this again. But the herbs are happy. I get sage from here all the time. It smells so good. As well as this one's holy basil, I think. Strawberry mint. And I planted another tray of basil out here. Still got one more to go. But everything that's in ground is very happy. I can't even reach that. At long last, my Brad's Atomic tomatoes are starting to ripen. Look at that. These are Brad's Atomic grapes. They're so pretty. I wish I liked tomatoes, because I would love to compare and contrast all the different tastes, but we grow them strictly for sauce and salsa, so they'll just get mixed in with the others. Friends and family, if y'all want to try any of these that I've pointed out, I will more than happily share. There's my other tomatoes. These are beautiful. They're vintage wine, and they would have been very nice. Look at this one. That was another fused blossom, but he's been eaten. Would have been very nice, and that is squash bug damage, I think. Well, no, there's a hole. I think there's a caterpillar in there. Would have been very nice if I was able to harvest them before something got them. Look how, that's gorgeous. Sadly, I don't know how much of him is edible. A few more tomatoes on this side, and then it's on to tackling the cucumbers. My melons are doing good, coming up on the trellis. The cilantro that I planted came up, and it looks like grass has overtaken it in the time that we were gone, so I'm gonna have to come out and weed that. Also, I do have, nope, that one's not a zinnia. Maybe it is. I planted zinnias here. I'm not sure that those are it though. It was old seed, so it might not have come up. We'll see. Look at this monster. Oh my goodness. I think that's bigger than any other one I've seen so far. Look at that. Gonna have to keep an eye on that one. Oh, more hornworm damage. Definitely gotta come out here and get him before he gets that tomato. So, I'm sure I have plenty of them this size out here. Yep, here's another one right here. But it's getting too dark to see very well, and my basket is pretty much full. I don't want to pile it high because tomatoes are fragile and I don't want to squish them. So I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'll come out here in the morning or something and harvest and get some more work done. But it's about to be pickling and canning season for me. Well, it definitely is pickling and canning season for me. Look at those leaves. Those are different. Is that another cucumber? I guess it is. Just a different variety. I'm not even sure what all I have here anymore. They're just massive and overtaking everything else. But my beans are still doing their thing in there. Most of my beans are for drying, so I'm not going to pick these. I'm going to let them, I mean, I could pick green beans if I wanted to, but I'm going to be letting them dry on the plant and then use them for black beans or kidney beans or whatever varieties they are. So this has been just about an hour catching up in the garden. I'm sure it'll take lots more. Well, really, I've never caught up in the garden, but at least the harvesting part. Look how tall these plants are. So I noticed something earlier. I don't see any beans on this plant. I started out seeing beans on this variety, and they're all gone. I have seen squirrels running away from the garden. I don't know if it was the squirrels or if it was the Japanese beetles. There's some up there. But somebody has taken my harvest. See? No set plants, just blossoms all the way down. Still pretty though. Also, look at my Chinese noodle beans. They were about chest high when we left. They're going up and over the trellis now. And, oh, maybe not. Yeah, that right there is the start of a baby bean. So that's exciting. Might not be quite dark enough for me to show you all this, but there's a hornworm. They show up really good in about 30 minutes maybe. I'm gonna come back out here, pick these guys off. Other than this one, he's getting got right now. There's my harvest.